Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here. First and foremost, I wanted to see if everyone can hear me. We've been working with a little bit of technical difficulties with our microphones. So can everybody hear me? Can I get somebody commenting? Yes, we have audio. Perfect. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules, by the way, to join us here this afternoon/evening, depending where you are in the continental US. My name's Tom Mahola. I'm one of the advisors here at Marshall Reddick Real Estate. And today we're going to be talking about Clarksville, Tennessee, #1 destination for home buyers in the US. Again, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules. Here's a little bit of information about me. I'm a realtor and multifamily specialist with Marshall Reddick Real Estate. Have been with the company for some years now. Really love what I do here. Love the aspect that the company offers with real estate investments and just pretty much handling whatever transactions any of our clients need done. I personally take it upon myself as well that I know that all of you have your busy schedules and you really are taking some time to give it to me. So I also like to try and give time back to you. So I put a personal effort to try and connect with every one of you here tonight. So you're in kind of a special place. We're gonna figure it out. We'll get a consultation and I will take time out of my schedule to help you with your real estate investment goals. And for those that are, some of you are repeat customers. I've actually talked to quite a few of you leading up to it, but for those of you that it's your first time here at a Marshall Reddick event, here's a little bit of basics about what we do as a company. First and foremost, Marshall Reddick is a real estate brokerage. We've been doing real estate transactions since 1979. More so, it was on a referral basis prior, but we are a full-service real estate brokerage now with agents and leasing agents and every brick and mortar location in all of the markets that we sell in. With those brick and mortar locations also comes our in-house property management. Again, that's very important because you can buy a deal all day long, but if you don't have a good manager, it's not a deal anymore. And last but very much so not least, and we're going to talk about this today, Marshall Reddick is also a private money lender. What does that mean? That means for any real estate loan you'd be looking for in the investment realm, you've got your hold loans, your bridge loans, construction loans, whatever it really comes down to. We are a asset-based private money lender, which is very favorable, and you're going to be hearing about why that is a little bit later in this presentation. Marshall Reddick makes it possible to purchase residential real estate in carefully selected areas of the United States. Our organization provides real estate brokers, contractors, property managers, and access to top resources such as lenders, CPAs, insurance agents, attorneys, and definitely much more. And that is not an understatement. If you have any questions regarding doing anything brokerage, property management, lending wise, reach out. We can help. And now I definitely wanted to go over this slide as well because it's very important about what we're going to be talking about today. Number one, Clarksville is awesome. It's still very undervalued in the market and nationwide. The average, it's about $50,000+ under the nationwide average, as well as quite a bit under the southern average as well. So in our opinion, it is definitely an undervalued market. And a lot of other real estate investment platforms would have to agree with what we're saying. Biggest difference is we're there. We have agents on ground that are doing deals and property managers in-house that are making them happen. Clarksville and the surrounding suburbs and the proximity to Nashville, what that means is the major metropolitan area. We're not just going to be talking about Clarksville today. We're going to be talking about all of the surrounding cities. We're going to be talking about your Clarksville team and the office and what they have going on there and how we can better serve you. We're going to be talking a little bit about the advisor, the realtor, and the transaction. Now, what does that mean? That means me personally, I'm actually based out of Newport Beach, California, but I am also a licensed agent. I'm an advisor is what the terminology is in the company. Essentially a portfolio planner, a quarterback, the initial contact for any questions you have for us here at the company. So do not feel shy to ask any questions. Schedule a consultation. We'll get it all figured out. And then the realtor actually is the agent. So that would be Malika, who lives and works in Clarksville. She lives and works in the Tennessee market. She has been with us for a lot longer than I've been around. She knows Clarksville. She sells Clarksville. She flips properties in Clarksville. She is well versed with the market and the area. And she will be the one who is handling the transaction. Now, I also get to see what's going on in the transaction. So any hiccups or bumps, we handle it as a team effort between both myself as the advisor and the realtor in the transaction. So you really are getting, a multiple person team for just where, a single realtor would be used in the past. You have a bunch of us supporting you from the back end. We are also going to cover property management in our footprint. We're going to cover conventional and private financing. That's what I was alluding to a little bit prior, is the both options, what we're looking at right now. And we're also going to look at available properties and those pro formas. Now, I know that's quite a bit of information, but I also wanted to manage expectations of what we expect from you as an attendee. It is going to be a lot of information, and expect to learn, be open-minded, ask a ton of questions, and really take notes. So if you have pen and paper, bring it out now, write down any questions you have, or if you have a quick question to ask, feel free to write it down in the chat. Now, I can't promise that we're going to get those questions answered tonight. However, if you write them down in the chat, or you write them down in more in depth and email them to me, we can schedule a consultation and get those answered. Also, be ready to scan QR codes. There's a couple pages in there that'll take you to links on our website that are very important and are pertinent to what we're going to be talking about tonight. And also, this presentation is being recorded. So I do know I talk pretty fast. So if you miss anything, no need to ask, what did you say? What's going on? We're going to send you the recording. All you got to do is ask for it. So slides are also available. So if you see any information on here that's clicked through too quick either, we can get that for you as well. All right, now here's our first QR of the night, the consultation. Consultation for financial success. It is very important to sit down and actually strategize what your plans are, and communication is always number one. So we like to start that relationship off quick, and we like to start it off strong. What that means is I'm going to help you with your real estate investment goals, what you're looking to accomplish, and ensure that we are on par with every achievement that you're looking to hit. Again, there's a little bit of preliminary information about myself there. If you want to schedule the consult right out the gates, fantastic. There's a QR code, but there's also going to be one of these slides in the tail end if you have any questions. And without further ado, we're going to start with the 101, the basics, how we choose our markets, why we are selling real estate, managing real estate, and investing in the Clarksville market. Number one is the job market. It is very important to choose a state and city that has a very strong job market. What does that mean? Well, look at the number one employer in Clarksville, right? We've got the massive military base there. That is very important. We also look at vacancy rate. What that means is we're looking for places across the continental US that have a low vacancy rate, because that can be your biggest cost as a landlord. We also look for economic diversity. Economic diversity in essence of, tying into number one, but the job market. We're not looking at a place like a manufacturing town that's got one plant and that plant shuts down. All of a sudden, you've got an asset in a town where nobody's living. We're looking for places that have multiple different forms of, economic gainful employment. So again, Clarksville, you're going to see a slide later about all the different kinds of economic diversity they have in Clarksville. We also look at housing affordability. That's a number one. I personally myself live here in, Orange County, Newport Beach. It's not very affordable. It's definitely a lot more affordable when you're looking at places like Tennessee, where you can have a tenant who, A, number one, you can afford to buy the house, and B, they can afford to pay for the rent very comfortably. Gives you a very smart asset, lets you diversify. Number five, landlord friendly. Again, I'm living in California. It's pretty strict here. If you're looking in a state like Tennessee, you can do with your asset as you please. You're not going to be locked down to a lot of any rent control laws like they have here in Los Angeles, or anything pertinent to that. You can do, as I said, do with your asset what you want to do. Number six, strong education. That's not strong education of the people there. That's strong education of us. What that means is we've been in Clarksville. We know Clarksville. We have market data packets for Clarksville. We've got boots on the ground. We've watched the city grow, and we know where the good places are to invest. And last but certainly not least, as I tied into before, reliable property management. Again, you can buy a good deal all day long, but if you don't have a great team to manage that asset, an extra month of vacancy is your year's profits. So we take extra special care for that situation to make sure that we are reliably managing your property. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the star of the evening, Malika. As I said, she lives in Clarksville, she works in Clarksville, she's been with Marshall Reddick for a long time now, and is actually the turnkey property manager. So she not only sells, but she rents, she invests, she flips in Clarksville, Tennessee. Malika.
Thank you so much, Thomas. Thank you so much, and thank everyone for joining us this evening. As Thomas said, I live here in Clarksville. I've been here around 11, going on 12 years now, so I'm somewhat of an expert. I do know the area very well. I am licensed in the state of Kentucky as well as the state of Tennessee, so we're so close being on the border here that there's no reason why not to be licensed in both states. So I can definitely help you in your real estate needs in both states, Kentucky or Tennessee. I am love what I do, love helping people, love flipping properties is like my passion. I love to see, as I call the ugly duckling, turn into the beautiful swan. So that's a little bit about me. And let's go a little further to see a little bit more about our team, our office here. We are definitely growing. This is our office. We've been here maybe a little bit over a year now in this particular office, and we definitely have more members than this on this photo. But we do it all. We're a one-stop shop. We do sales, we do leasing. The property management side, I think we have roughly around 350 properties that we manage now. And we also have, ready properties that are ready for you, and properties that are already performing, which means that we have properties that already have a tenant in place. So, when you close escrow on your property, you walk into that instant cash flow because you already have a tenant that's, paying rent. And we also do private lending. So everything that you need to do as far as real estate goes, we can do it all under one roof, one-stop shop. So this map kind of shows you a little bit of, how where we're all centrally located as far as from Clarksville and Fort Campbell and Hopkinsville. The Fort Campbell and Hopkinsville are the Kentucky side. And right where you see Fort Campbell is really Oak Grove too. Like it's all right there together. And you can see the distance. It's not very far, about a 10-minute drive from Clarksville to Fort Campbell, Oak Grove, and then another 15 minutes and you're in Hopkinsville. And if you look down, you can see like how close we are to Nashville. So like a 45-minute drive to Nashville. So, some people say that Clarksville is like the metro area or the outskirts area of Nashville. So it's not far from one to another. And, that's why it all flows well together because the distance is not that far. So this kind of shows you that.
All right, and it's kind of funny when you look at the map prior to that, Fort Campbell actually shows as a large city, almost or more so than the city itself. Anyways, I wanted to go over the preliminary information, what that exactly means in that previous map section, right? We're looking at the Tennessee, Kentucky metro market. What that means is the larger part of that red square that we were seeing. Going over some preliminary pricing of homes. You're looking at a single family sales price of $280,000, whereas it was $245,000 in 2021. I know that seems like a lot, but those are actual numbers and currently updated numbers that we pulled. Rents are now $1,300, whereas they were $1,210 in 2021. Again, these figures are for the metro, not just the city of Clarksville. Sometimes you could look at statistics just for the city, and this is for the larger major metropolitan area that we sell in. The U.S. single family sales price was $325, and where it is now $360. Now, why I want to bring up that number as well is you look at the correlation between the two, right? We are under the market average for the entire country. And if you boil it down to just the South as well, the South is about $20,000 under that average of the entire U.S. and still is above quite substantially what the average family or average single family sales prices are in the Clarksville major metropolitan area. Single family home sales of Clarksville specifically kind of pumps up a little bit more because Clarksville is definitely a rapidly growing area. And one of the appealing reasons of that is also the school districts in Clarksville are phenomenal. If you're driving through Clarksville, all you're seeing is new construction, beautiful homes getting put up. So you're looking at an average sales price of $305,000, which is still $55,000 under the U.S. average, and it is also above, $40,000 more than what it was in 2021. Those are some great numbers with an average rent of $1,370, whereas it was $1,270 a year ago. The conclusion to that is, I think you can adapt that on your own, is that the Clarksville market is still massively undervalued, and there is a ton of opportunity there for purchasing real estate. Here's a little something we call a heat chart here, looking at the average over time. Now, why I like to allude to this is if anybody else sees what goes on during recessionary periods, usually it's like a roller coaster. You look at California, you look at Florida, there's big ups and there's big downs. One of the reasons we choose to sell in Clarksville, because this chart looks very much so a lot like our Texas market, where we like to pick places that are steady and consistent. Even if you look at the 2008 mark here, Clarksville still had a gradual up, whereas the rest of the nation was pretty much tanking like that roller coaster I was talking about. So Clarksville is a very safe and very secure market to operate in. Also, we look at the statistics of Clarksville. We've got an average population of 330,000. I think that's smaller than the entire city that I live in, just a small part of the section. The average age of Clarksville is 32. Now, why is that important? Of course, that's going to bring in a kind of a younger town. You've got more energy, more vibrancy, more people doing things, more businesses. It's growing, it's appealing. It's someplace that young people who are seeking jobs are moving to. You're also looking at an average income or income per capita of $47,500, right? Compare that to the Nashville, Tennessee metro market. You've got a population of over 2 million, average age of 37, per capita income 70K, almost substantially above that. And the US is again substantially under. So you got an average age of 39, per capita income of 64. And then also I wanted to just allude to, this is one of many articles that we've been really keying into over the past years of Clarksville being one of the top places to buy investment real estate. If you're on our email list, you get them all the time. We're always pushing them out. Clarksville claims hottest zip code. Clarksville, best place for young people to move to. Clarksville, fastest growing cities, one of the fastest growing cities in the U.S. It really does get a lot of kudos from a lot of different places. And it would not be hard to just Google, is Clarksville a good place to buy real estate? You'll get a resounding yes. And here are some of the top reasons why people are moving to Clarksville. Malika?
Yeah, so a lot of people moving to Clarksville. I've seen nothing but growth since I moved here by way of Atlanta. One of the reasons why is the cost of living is so low and affordable. That's very attractive. Low property taxes and insurance are extremely low compared to other places in the nation. It's not far from Nashville, like I told you earlier. It's a 45-minute drive. And one of the things is people like to live here in Clarksville because of the affordability, but they drive to Nashville because the jobs pay more. So that's the reason, why this place is very popular and desirable for people to live in. And jobs. There's tons of jobs and employment opportunities here. Companies are coming here because of the location, because it's lucrative, and it's just, bringing more people to move here because of what, the town has to offer. As Thomas said earlier, it's a young, fun city. There's a lot to do here. There's, entertainment, just different things to do with your family. It's a great place to raise a family, and the climate. A lot of people, love the climate here. If you like getting a little bit of, the winter time and summer, and you want to get every single season, which I know in California, a lot, you don't really get all those seasons like that. But here, you definitely will get all of the season here. So Clarksville is a wonderful place to live, and is very popular. Another attraction of Clarksville is, being fast growing, and one of the places that are just constantly building and building is that the new construction. There's, because of it's like supply and demand, because so many people are moving here and want to live in this region. Housing market is blasting, it's booming. Developers are building new construction, pretty much everywhere I go, every corner, every side of town, there's new construction, new subdivision going, whether if it's single family homes, multi-family homes, whatever it may be. There's a lot of new development here in this area, and because of growth, they're trying to keep up with the people who are moving here, on a weekly basis. Some of the job opportunities that are here, we have Google. Google started off kind of small and decided to expand, and so they, hired more people. So Google employs, quite a few of our tenants and, people. Of course, of Hand Cooked Tires, that was like a big factory that they brought here a few years ago, and it's grown. Every time I drive out that way, it seems like they're adding more and more to it, and they're always having job fairs and hiring more people. And of course, the military, Fort Campbell is here. LG, my brother actually works for LG, and he keeps me up on how many job fairs they're having there, and all the new people that they're bringing in and everything. And they, the unique thing about LG is that it brings other nationalities here, and they're looking for places to live. So that's why we do so well in the rental market, is because all the different job opportunities are here, employment opportunities. Tennova Healthcare, Gero, Train, these are all major employers here, big companies that are constantly hiring more people and expanding.
Definitely, and I definitely wanted to allude to this. If you look at the chart of everything that's going on here, this ties back into one of our first slides. You've got a tech company, healthcare, U.S. Army, tire manufacturing, you've got an electronics producer, educational. I mean, you really get down to what's going on here. There's a ton of diversity with job opportunities, different jobs up and down all the scales. And yeah, that really is attracting a lot of people to move to Clarksville for the low cost of living and gainful employment.
And I actually get to see someone from all those companies. Like when I meet clients, tenants that are looking for a home to, it's like I've met someone who works at Nova. I met someone that works at, a supervisor at a Gero, and so I know someone from like all those companies. So yeah, it's very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Fort Campbell, the second largest military base in the world. If you've never been here and to see this, I would suggest you come out and visit, come out and do a tour with me, and come and see how massive, like what Clarksville has to offer. It's the second largest military base in the world. It is huge. It's very long. It goes on both sides of the state. Half of it is in Tennessee, the other half is in Kentucky. And because of Fort Campbell, that is one of the reasons why the rental market here does so well. We don't have vacancies for very long. We're normally at like a 99% at all times. Sometimes it might fall to maybe 96 or 7, but we stay very well rented and our property stay leased because of the overflow of the military on top of the other employment and jobs that we have here. So Fort Campbell helps this stay, lucrative and thriving like it does. So this is our property management. It's very simple. You can also find it on our website. It's, tells that for like your leasing fee is 50% of whatever your rent is. So if your rent is $1,000 a month, a $500 leasing fee will be paid, and then you have like 8% is the percentage of your monthly property management fee if you have a single family home. And it just kind of breaks down, depending on what your need is, what type of property or portfolio you have. It can just break down like what the fees and everything are, but very simple standard fee structure. And I tell you what, do your research. You won't be able to beat it. It's very competitive.
Also,
And
if you
here
want
we
a
have
little
our
bit
data.
more.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. So if you want more information on the data package and more about the market here in Clarksville and Oak Grove, we have free data packages available that you can download. You can go to our website as well. At the bottom, you can see the link, and you can go and get that and download that for your own personal reference. So you can, if you have any questions or anything that you might want to get more insight on, have that available for you.
There really is a ton of information in the market data packets. And if you're having trouble finding it on the website, which it is right there, shoot me an email, shoot me a text, shoot me an email. You've got my contact information. I'll get you a PDF real quick. All right. I just wanted to talk about it as well. These are the list of properties that we have under management right now. We are stretched far up north as well as down south, down in Nashville. But if you notice where the majority of those dots are positioned, they're right there in the metropolitan area surrounding Clarksville. We manage hundreds of units in the area. As Malika said, we're doing it very successfully. We've got a very low vacancy rate. We work hard to fill those units, and whatever your property management needs are, we will make sure to get them satisfied. And next thing is, I really wanted to address the elephant in the room. Interest rates are a big deal. That is the #1 conversation that I'm having with a lot of you investors out there. I feel like that's a continuing theme in majority of conversations with anyone. Hey, you work in investment real estate. How about them interest rates? It's a thing, right? The federal government is using interest rates to create a recession, and they don't care about it. They're raising rates. Everybody says, hey, it's putting a pinch on a couple people. They said they don't care. But that doesn't mean that everybody has to be down and out. Well, also something else that adds to this is sellers don't need to sell. They aren't selling, and there still is a lot of sellers that must sell, especially in Clarksville. Like Malika was talking about with the military presence, they've only got deployments for so long, so stuff still does hit the market, and that's the perfect opportunity for investors to pick them up. In times like this, in times like these where well-qualified, educated buyers can strike and find deals, this is especially true when working with a professional who knows the ropes and can help make it happen. What that means is people like Malika are going to see these deals, they find these deals, and we are going to get them closed for you. What I wanted to talk about with financing, conventional first and foremost, is Reed Hazard. Reed Hazard does a lot of business for us. If you've bought real estate in the past with us, there's a high probability you use Reed Hazard. He's still working hard for you. Whereas a lot of rates are falling between 6s and 7s and sometimes higher, Reed is pushing for our investors to try and keep that range low so that we can still keep a reasonable cash flow. So if you really are looking for conventional financing, Reed Hazard and the CMG team are the way to go. Something else as well is, Reed does sell his loans to Fannie Freddie. What that means is, they are restricted by a certain amount of guidelines. something else we're going to be talking about today is the fact that, with a conventional loan, you get a maximum seller contribution of 2% to buy down the rate. Why that is a point that I want to be bringing up is I also want to talk about the private financing thing. But before we talk about that, I do want to talk about our New Year's promotion. This is something else that we're really working towards to help our investors get that good cash flow still in a market. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to cut our cost. We're going to give you 1 year of free property management, as well as keep some money in your pocket with an appraisal waiver up to $800. And this is something that we just got the green light on today, so you are the first round of people who are hearing about it. If you contract on a property before the end of January, you will apply for this special promotion. It really, really works. And of course, this is something else where, working with Reed Hazard, he's the one who's going to be helping with the appraisal waiver. So if you're interested in this and buying any properties with us here at Marshall Reddick, let me know. We can get you pre-approved through the CMG team, and we will very graciously give you 1 year of free property management. So that'll definitely help you with your cash flow in year one, and help you get onto those years where you see that rental appreciation. Now, I also wanted to talk about it. This is an offer that cannot be combined because we're also going to be talking about a second opportunity, and this is a very limited one, whereas these apply to all properties. This specific one with regards to our private financing deal is, well, I'm going to talk about private financing a little bit first. So historically, conventional rates are usually higher than traditionally, lower than private financing. Private financing usually is higher, but however, because of what the government's doing and increasing the rates so much, private rates are actually looking to be a little bit more favorable. And what's good for all of you is that we are in-house private lenders. Pat Prunty and his team here work very hard to get great loan programs, and they're always working on the newest opportunities to help keep our investors in the black. They want to help us, advisors and agents who are trying to make these sales, and help you as investors who are trying to hit your investment goals. What that means is they're offering better rates, they're offering better incentives, and I actually wanted to talk about what that main incentive is. Whereas the conventional is only allowed to give a 2% contribution to the rate buy down or the closing costs or different parts of the loan, there is no seller contribution limit when it comes to private financing. The right scenario definitely is for a willing seller, so that is the tricky part, but the interest rate can be bought down significantly. Why that is important is because we actually have a few properties that Malika actually has personally worked on herself, that Marshall Reddick has been putting into a rent-ready status. What that means is we do a renovation on the property and we place a tenant. That also helps a lot as an investment because it also eliminates your preliminary vacancy cost if you were to acquire a vacant place, or even differently, a place that's currently occupied. Your vacancy could be a month, 2 months, 3 months, whereas if it's rent ready, there's a tenant in place right now. Again, another cost cutting example. And here are those properties. A couple of hand-picked properties. We're going to talk about 2 of them that are rent ready, and then also another one that's actively on the market. The first property I wanted to talk about is one that is qualifies for conventional financing through Reed, and the New Year incentive qualifies also for private financing from Marshall Reddick, and we could potentially negotiate this deal. And here are the numbers. Some basic information on this property, right? This is a good A-class property, 4-bed, 2.5 bath, nice large house. And you can look at the preliminary basics right there on the financials. These are specifics with the special promotion, so that is saving you on the management fee. So you've got a great ROI, you've got a great monthly income, and we also factor in your maintenance and vacancies. So those are what-if costs. But this is just some preliminary stuff. If you have more questions, I can send you this PDF. And then here is.
I'm
Go ahead,
sorry. I wanted to say something real quick about Artie Manning. I'll be happy to talk to you about this property as well. As Thomas mentioned, this is one of our investors who's downsizing and selling this property, and it's been completely renovated. It tells you in the description and has a brand new roof. It has, new flooring throughout, fresh paint, light fixtures, appliances, the whole nine. If you want to know more information about it, feel free to contact me. It's beautiful. I apologize that I don't have pictures of it on the inside, but it is absolutely gorgeous.
Perfect. Do you want to talk about Chinook as well?
Yeah, sure. So, Thomas went over everything with you guys about the conventional financing versus going through private lending, and we were able to do either or, whichever one you're comfortable with. This particular property at 1145 Chinook is already rented and it's already performing, meaning it has a tenant that's already in it paying rent. It was renovated by my husband and I, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's in a great neighborhood, close to Post, and I think, yes, I think that it has all the information, all the numbers on it. It is a luxury class, so that's what I wanted to check and see. So it is a luxury, and it is very nice. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 baths as well. It's a little bit, more pricier, but this one already rented. The difference in properties that we have, some properties come vacant, and we have to place a tenant, before you close. And then some already have a tenant in it, and this is one that's already rented and performing.
And then here is that same property, and another option here. Again, with the private financing situation, our team is working hard at trying to come up with creative solutions to help your cash flow, to help your ROI, to really help those numbers make sense for what you're looking for. So if you wanted to put a little bit more down, we can actually get the interest rate even lower. So that definitely helps with locking you in and getting you with those rates that will help you cash flow, that will help you, get a higher ROI, and it's just altogether a better deal. So that's something that we really wanted to talk about with the rates of conventionals going higher and higher. Is we've got a team here that is investment minded who wants to help our investors. So just start a conversation. I can connect you with somebody on the private lending team. We can talk about programs, we can get creative with it, and we can help get these properties so they're locked in at a good rate and with a good ROI. And here's another property. Malika, did you want to chat about this one as well?
Yes, this property is not quite finished yet. It's nearly towards the end of the renovation, but this is another property that we're renovating. It is going to be gorgeous when we're finished with it. It's in a great established area, a little older area, but nice brick homes in that area. So this one will also qualify for both financing, whether if you wanted to go through REIT or do conventional, or if you wanted to, talk with Patrick Prunty and try to get private financing. But this is another property that is going to be rented before you close. So it's vacant now because, like I said, we're still working on it. But this one will come with a tenant in place. You don't have to worry about paying the leasing fee because we're going to take care of that and make sure that before you, closing of escrow, that your tenant is already in place. So we just have so many different opportunities, or so many different properties you can choose from. You can, choose to get a property that, as you call it, we call it turnkey and ready to go, or a property that's already performing and everything. We just have so many different opportunities. And right now, because of how the market has shifted there's so many properties available. We had a drought for a minute and we didn't really have very many properties, but now it's kind of plentiful. So these are good deals though. These are deals that you can get where we're managing the property. We are placing a tenant for you. We'll have a relationship with your tenant, and things like that, which make a difference in having a good performing property.
Mm-hmm. And again, this property as well does apply for the private financing situation. Same situation where you can do a little bit higher down, get creative with the financing, and work everything through. I also wanted to talk about, I know Malika brought up the luxury class, and I was alluding to A class. Property basics. I would recommend that everyone here, if you have not read the Marshall Reddick property rating ebook, give it a look. It's very short, it's very simple. It comes in a PDF format. We've got a couple printouts here in the office if you want to come grab one. But they are, it's a short read that tells you what we think about as real estate investment advisors, as real estate investment agents, and what information we've seen time and time again. Helps break down property classes, A, B, C, and luxury, and why those different classes are important. So again, tons of information in there in a nice compact version. Give it a read, marshallreddick.com/ebook. And also, here's another QR for you. It's the Marshall Reddick Learn page. Give this a scan real quick, and this will pull up the Learn page where you can see all past recording, all educational videos, all articles, guides, and everything else you're going to need to know. And if you're having trouble navigating the Learn page because there is years and years of information, give me a call. Schedule a consultation. I can help you work through those pages and kind of show all that preliminary information. But what does you one better than that is schedule an in-person consultation. A lot of our clientele here tonight that I've connected with, I know has our local area codes. You've got your 949, 714s. You're here, you're local. Come into the office. We are in Newport Beach. We always welcome people coming in, and we make you a hot cup of coffee, and we can have a nice real estate conversation and get to know you. You can also get to know the local team here, the property management team, as well as the private lending team, and get to see the inner workings of the company. We love it when clients come in to say hello. It was a dry 2 years and everybody wasn't coming in because of COVID, but we really enjoy having folks coming in, saying hey, and having conversations. So schedule a consult, come on in, chat, and we'd love to get to know you. And yeah. Again,
so
thank you.
I'll say this before we close out tonight. I'm sorry, Thomas. Before we close out tonight, I just want to open that door again. Anyone who is interested in this market, or kind of curious, or maybe you're kind of on the fence, come out, contact me, email me, call me, and let's schedule something. Come out and visit Clarksville. I'll take you out and show you around, show you the neighborhood, show you the different the employers, so you can kind of see what this market has to offer. I would love to host. I would love to meet you and tour with you. Also, I wanted to let you know that the properties that you've seen tonight, 10 years from now, they're going to be so much more expensive. I've said this before in previous webinars. This is a good deal. These are good. They're priced good. You can't get that size of home, that quality of home in other places for that price. So, even with everything being like it is right now with rates and all, it's a great deal. There's new developments all around that are driving the cost, the price and the cost of the homes up. So, if you have any questions or you want to, talk more about it or just want more insight, feel free to just reach out to me, give me a call, and, we can chat about it.
Yes, and also, I also wanted to follow up with the last thing that I opened with is, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules. And I do take a nice personal accountability that I want to give you my time as well. So I am going to be reaching out to all of you that attended. And again, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules. And I look forward to connecting, and definitely have a thought. If you're really considering buying some real estate out in Clarksville, really make a trip out of it. Go visit Nashville, hang out, see some live music, go see some real estate, and yeah, make it happen. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.